You know, for the longest time, we all looked at movies and the ridiculousness in them and laughed. We didn't take them seriously. We just laughed at how out there it all was, how unrealistic it was, and then remember how normal life really is, and it's just a movie for a reason. Whether it was the bar scene in the first ever Star Wars movie, how wacky and otherworldly everyone looked, or the movie Idiocracy, I mean, people cannot be that dumb, especially in a futuristic timeline. People will only be smarter, if anything, obviously. Only in a movie you would think the official hat maker of Major League Baseball would release hats that say ass on the front or the other front of women's bodies in Spanish. I mean, that would never happen in real life. But part of existing in our Lord's year of 2025 is realizing instead of those movies being exaggerated examples of how things are, you realize they were actually all warning us for the realities of life. You walk into a bar or any public place now, good chance the room may look like that scene in Star Wars. And you also realize, oh no, people are really that stupid, like actually that dumb. Really quick as always, if you're part of the 51% of viewers not subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that button if you enjoy the videos. As New Era, the company that creates all of Major League Baseball's caps, they just recently came out with their new overlap style hats for the 2025 season. And I just do not understand how this could happen other than one theory that to me seems like a pretty obvious theory. Now, this isn't the first time New Era has put out a cap that seems wild to have even been greenlit to begin with, let alone full-on made and put out there for the world to see. Back in September, just a couple days before the A's were playing their final game in Oakland, New Era put this hat out there. Now, the timing fits because the word on this hat relates to the team that has been asked for a minute now, but I'd like to mainly attribute it to John Fisher, the team's owner, who's the reason their last game in Oakland was about to be played and was played, and they will never play there again. So I guess it's a John Fisher hat. And of course, well, I actually wouldn't put it past them to sell some of those hats at that point. I mean, they got far enough with the idea, making it and promoting it for the world to see, but they did quickly pull it from the market. I do think some people were able to buy it, but not really many at all, although I'm pretty sure if they did sell it, it would have done pretty well. I mean, that looks like a hat anybody would wear, not just an A's fan. But like, how in the world does this not get flagged from the company itself? Well, I guess they learned their lesson, pulled it, and won't make a mistake like that again. But what if I told you that they have since come out with hats, plural, that are even more rated X for not everyone?
You serious?
I'm dead serious. So like I said, New Era just recently came out with their new overlap style hats for the 2025 season, and at first glance, these are stupid, I'm sorry. Forget any controversy surrounding them that I'm about to go over. Just in general, these are just dumb looking. I mean, I guess I see the vibe they're going for, and it's unique, obviously, but it just did not turn out right because when the logo is covering the middle of the word of the team or the word of the city, it just looks stupid. It doesn't look right. Like maybe they should have made the logo blend in a bit more with the word or have the word overlap the logo instead of the other way around so you can see the whole name of the team or of the city on the hat, and then the logo is kind of like in the background in a more subtle way, like the Marlins cap, for example. What the hell is this? Me? What does that mean? Bobbin? I mean, what are we doing here? I'm not going to act like some genius graphic designer here, but I just feel like there's a lot better ways they could have done this, especially when you have what some of these teams say, which is the biggest story. Let's take a look at the Texas Rangers overlap hat.
Buenas tetas! I thought you were going to say buenas tardes, and I was going to say buenas tardes to you, but then I realized you said buenas tetas!
Then there's the Houston Astros one. I mean, Texas really went hard on the NSFW hats. You could interpret this in 2 or 3 ways, I guess. None of them, I don't think, being rated E for everyone. But then there's the worst of all. Yes, somehow it gets worse. The Angels overlap hat. Yeah, how did this not play out when this hat was being made?
You see?
Anal.
To be fair, it's not like the Angels aren't used to being from behind. There's also the Washington Narwhals. This one's kind of cute, at least compared to what the other ones say, but it's still stupid. I think the only explanation I can come up with this that makes sense is New Era just putting these things out for marketing purposes. Like, they obviously know what these hats in particular say. This has to just be a way to get people talking to then buy the other overlap hats, I guess? I don't know. That seems like the only plausible way this is real. I mean, you don't just make that mistake when making these hats and then putting them out for the world to see, just like with the ass one. For one, these just really don't look that good. Again, I think there's a way they could have made it cool, but this really isn't it. Then add what some of them say. Yeah, we are truly living in the movie Idiocracy. Go follow my Twitch in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts, and thank you for watching.